Alrighty guys, this is snugsonblitz and I'm back with another video for you today. So, I had a game in this tank, the WZ-131 some, oh dear goodness me, the tier 6 Chinese tank destroyer. And I think it's how you should play tank destroyers. Snipe at the back, use bushes, do the damage. But in this game I have to protect the rear because we have a tank flanking, and I don't push in too aggressively because I'll probably get circled to death. So anyway, it's a pretty entertaining game. But what I want to do while you're watching this video is to share with you some funny stories from Blitz, because over the years I've run into some really interesting players, and I've forgotten many of them, to be honest with you. But I thought I could share some of them, and I thought you'd get a kick out of it. So let's jump right into some gameplay, and then you can laugh along with me, hopefully. My favorite guy of all time has to be this guy. I believe his name was Frank the Tank, something like that. Frank, for sure. And boy, oh my gosh, nearly every game when he was on my team would get obliterated. Why? Because he liked to play medium and light tanks. He liked the Dragon especially, the tier 7 Chinese gold tank. But he would charge in so quickly and say, "Follow me!" But we were all in TDs or slow heavies. He would charge in, shoot a few tanks, and then die and go, "Why didn't you guys support me? What's wrong with you?" So whenever I saw him in the game, I would tell the team, do not listen to him. Whatever he says, don't do it. Because it was a suicide run every time. And I was like, dude, can you just shut up? But nope, he insisted that it was always the team to blame. And one of the things he said was, I challenge you 1v1. And I hate 1v1 because it's just luck. This game is about 7v7. It's about knowing how to use the right positions against which tanks and knowing when to push and not to push. But 1v1 is just a lot of luck. If you miss a few shots or bounce a few shots, it's game over, Yeah, you could win, but you can also lose. However, he was so confident in his Dragon. He said, you know what? You can take your IS-6 and I'll still kick your ass. I'm like, my IS-6 versus your Dragon? I'm like, okay, sure. So I played 3 games with him, absolutely annihilated him, and then he had the nerve to say that I had cheated a few days later. When he said I could choose the IS-6, I was like, dude, you're never gonna learn. You're never gonna learn. So anyway, that was my favorite guy of all time, Mr. Frank the Tank. Another guy was Mr. Math. Mr. Math, he had 45,000 battles, and he was sitting at 44%. And I said, dude, you don't know how to play. But he was saying, I do know how to play. And of course, he's getting one thing that a lot of players get confused, and that is experience versus knowledge. Yeah, you can have played a lot of games, but if you're doing badly, you're doing badly for a reason. I'm sorry. So he would say, if I wanted 60%, I could get 60%. I'm like, do you know how hard that would be? Because you've played 45,000 battles at 44%. It's going to take you forever to get up to 60%. And I challenged him to say, well, how long do you think it would take to get to 60%? If you're so smart and you think you're so good at everything, could you just tell me one number you need? And I think I calculated at around, he would need to play another 45,000 battles at 76%. 76% is better than anybody I've ever met. I've never met anybody above 72%. And I've met a lot of players like that. They claim they coulda or woulda or shoulda done better. But the bottom line is they didn't. So facts are facts. Numbers are numbers. Get over it. And just try and be better. Next one. Mr. Stick Up His Ass. I'm sorry. This guy, he claims he was top 3 in ratings in Asia. And looking at his tier 10 tanks, his stats were great, for sure, 70%. But as you drop down through the tiers, he doesn't have such great stats. So he can do the damage in the top tiers, but when he's lower tier, he struggles to carry. He claims he can do it in every tier, but his stats say otherwise. But my goodness me, even though he's got great stats in his tier 10 tanks with 70%, I looked at his win rate, he's only got 59%. And I'm not saying that's not bad. That's great. But dude, get off your high horse, man. So anyway, that was another guy I loved. And the funny thing is, in the game, I didn't say anything to him. He's the one who attacked me in chat, and I'm like, what the hell's your problem, buddy? He just hated losing, and I know that, because that's why he was all upset. That somebody like me, who's not a super pro in tier 10, could beat him. And I'm like, get off your high horse, man. And last but not least, I'm going to call him MrTactician. Because in the game chat, he told the team, okay, guys, you go left, and we'll go right. And we'll surround them in the center. But I looked at the lineup, and I was like, there is no way their team is splitting up. First of all, they had a few good players on their team, so I knew they'd work together. And they had all hull-down beasts, so they were going to push the dunes. I think it was Oasis Palms. And flanking around on that map, especially in a heavy, takes forever. So yeah, we just got massacred. I mean, total bloodbath. And guess, just take a wild guess who died first. Yep, MrTactician. And after he died, he was blaming the heavy tanks for, quote-unquote, flanking around, that they were too slow and that they hadn't done their job. And, you know, I'm like, buddy, this is a tank game, a little game with little digital tanks that run around the map. It's not real life. Oh, my gosh. So anyway, that's all I got for you. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. What crazy people have you run into in this game? Share it in the comments. And, of course, give me a sub if you liked it, because I need all the subs I can get. It encourages me to keep making content for you. That's all I got. I'll see you next time. Snugs on Blitz, out.